Well, hi, welcome. I'm here. I'm out on the bike today again, and I am just sorting out cameras. So now I have this one here, which in theory is now, well, in theory I can see it's working. So the one behind the screen here has got the DJI I've been talking about recently, the DJI Wireless mic receiver, and in my helmet I've got the little transmitter box that goes with it too. What I've now done is I've bought a second DJI Action 3 camera because I'm pretty impressed with the first one. I've now got two so that I can either have it there on the front so I can talk to you, or I can mount it here on the top box at the back and have a reverse camera or a camera to show what's going on behind. So I'm sort of trying to sort out cameras, and then I'll have to do a multicam edit in Final Cut Pro to bring all this together. So if you're watching this and you can see that I've done that successfully, then it has worked. Right, I'm going to get ready, get off on the bike and go and grab some food at McDonald's to start with. Right then, well, I'm on my way now to McDonald's, as I said, and I'm actually over in Hull, of all places, and I came here because I was trying to get hold of one of the kits or bundles that they do with the DJI Action cameras, and I could have got out there actually. I didn't realise they were plodding along at such a slow speed, so we'll get out here now. Yeah, so I had to go online this morning, and I was kind of trying to find the particular bundle that I was after for the DJI Action camera, so I could get a second camera, but at the same time then I'd have the ability to connect the DJI wireless mic to the helmet, and I'd have sound from both, well, sound from the helmet, and I've actually got the sound going into that camera now that you're looking at me through, and normally I would have had it sort of to this camera here on the helmet. So I wanted to get one of the packs that actually had the extra batteries in it, because one of the things that I've been finding is that actually I've been kind of running out of battery a little bit, and I do tend to go on in these videos, so they do take a little bit of time. And the battery life for just one battery with the camera wasn't very long. I mean, it was reasonably long, but if you want to sort of just switch it on at the beginning of a long run and then carry on, it didn't really give you the ability to do that. So I got can't remember what the name of the kit was, but I think it's the Action kit, where you get a little kind of selfie stick and 3 batteries and a battery charging case. Now the battery charging case is now in here, and I've got this lead that I extended that just plugs in there to the side of the bike in the little port that comes with these BMW RTs, and I just extended that cable and put some heat shrink on it so that it's all kind of into the tank bag. Then in the tank bag I can charge anything I want, really, my phones or the GPS, or, well, the GPS charger's on there anyway, but like, for example, the helmet comms thing, if I wanted to, I could take it off the back of the helmet, stick it in there and charge it for an hour and get it fully charged back up. Phones, whatever. I've got set up this morning, elongated that lead, and then the plan was that I would come out and get this kit and I'd charge up the batteries while I was driving from one place to another. And so I've actually come over to Hull, where I am now, and prior to being here I went to Grimsby and got the got the camera set up from Argos. So where I am in Hull just now, I was just buying another duplicate exactly of the SD card that I've got in the other camera because it works perfectly well. And DJI recommends certain SD cards, and that's on the list of one of the cards they recommend. So now I've got two SD cards with both with 256 gig of space on them, and 4 batteries in total, and 2 cameras. So and the DJI wireless kit with 2 mics. So in theory I should have enough to either do these kind of where I'm out on the bike for the full afternoon kind of thing videos, or when if I do decide to go on any longer trips, I've got the gear to also recharge it as I'm on the go. So in theory I've got 2 batteries in both cameras and 2 spare batteries that are currently being charged in this tank bag. So one of those batteries did charge up in the time it took me to get from Grimsby to Hull, which was only about 40 minutes, and came over the Humber Bridge and dropped into Hull. Saw that they're doing lots of some sort of huge reconstruction work in the centre of Hull. I don't know what it is they're actually building. It looked like might be some kind of tram line or something, but that was just my guess. And sort of navigated all the way around the edges to get to there, eventually found it, and got the gear, and I've spent like the last 20-25 minutes setting it up as you do. So I'm hoping now, fingers crossed, that both cameras are working, that the sound is coming through from this mic, and that all is good. Just going to keep an eye on that camera there, because I've got the little DJI wireless receiver plugged into the side of it. Now normally that is plugged into the side of the helmet one, and of course when you're going over bumps and things, your body does kind of help to create a certain amount of shock absorption when you have something like that plugged in the side, stopping it from sort of vibrating out. But when you are just connecting it sort of onto the bike directly, you've got obviously the shock absorption of the bike itself, but not that extra that you have with your kind of body helping to take out the shock. So I'm just, long story short is I'm trying to just make sure that that doesn't vibrate its way out, because I can see that camera's moving a little bit, shaking a little bit. So I'll have to check that out. If it doesn't work in that position, the alternative position that I've got would be to put it into the clip. There's like a pad thing. I might have to get something that somehow tucks onto the top of that, just above the GPS there, or somewhere else, or maybe get a little bit of a better, that plastic kind of setup there that I've got for what was previously for the GoPro was really designed just for me to use on bicycles, but just with the engine on these bikes, you can see that kind of judder on the camera, and I don't know what that's going to look like. We will see when I get home, and you'll see when we're watching it here. So now I'm going to basically just take like a little trip home, and what I've done with the GPS today is, apart from first of all going to McDonald's to grab some food, is that I'm going to also set it, or have set it, so that it avoids both motorways and major roads, because this morning or this afternoon, to try and get here on time to be able to do both that trip to Grimsby and then get across to Hull before, because it's a Sunday, everything closes. I sort of just came on the motorway, which is something on the bike I would just always try and avoid unless I was kind of really going some distances. You know, if you're going on a trip, say around Europe for example, you can't really avoid going on motorways a lot of the time. So we will see what this little trip, so I've no idea which route it's going to take me on the journey. I'll have to sort of see, but that's all part of the fun, isn't it, of biking and stuff. You know, it's a Sunday afternoon. These roads are terrible around here, absolutely terrible. It's a Sunday afternoon and we're just plodding along here, taking it nice and easy, no stress, no pressure, going from here to McDonald's and then going home. Nice leisurely rides, fantastic day, really sunny, and don't know what hopefully some of the roads that we encounter along the route will be nice kind of biking roads, but we'll see what the GPS chooses for us after we've had our food at McDonald's. So we'll pick up again at McDonald's with you, and then I'll grab some food, and then we'll pick up again a little bit later in the journey. Oh, there's my camera's gone, look. Well, so much for that. That hasn't held very well, has it? So immediately, you see, by testing these things out, I can see now that we've got a major problem with that. It isn't tightening up, and I'm going to have to see why it's not tightening up, because that's going to fall down again any second. So maybe we are going to have to definitely don't want to lose that wireless thing either at the side, so I'm just going to check if I can that it's still plugged in, and it is. It still seems to be holding, but that can't be doing the USB port any good with it vibrating like that. So I am going to need to get some kind of ball grip thing from, because I've got the RAM mount thing on the bottom there. I would just need the GoPro style kind of thing, and then like on a ball, so it just goes into that clamp. And that's why when you're doing these kind of video things, having not done it for a few years now, I'm trying to sort of modernize everything that I've got. Not only is it very costly, but also it takes time, because you keep trying things out and keep discovering that there's a new issue. But that there is just, I'll tighten it up as tight as I possibly can. Oh. And it's still not very tight now. So I doubt that's going to hold that very well for any length of time. So this was my theory: get a second camera, get it up and running, and then something like that happens within the first couple of miles. Where is the McDonald's there? Is that the one? I have no idea. We could always go to that one, couldn't we? Where is this taking me then? It's taking me on here. Oh yes, maybe this is the McDonald's. Who knows?